Time is something that we have so little of, something that is so precious, but yet so many people seem to waste it chasing things that will only last for a short while. What you do with your time is up to you, but there is so much that Jesus has in store for you if you're willing. Psalm 39, verses 4 to 5 say, O Lord, make me know my end, and what is the measure of my days. Let me know how fleeting I am. Behold, you have made my days a few handbreadths, and my lifetime is as nothing before you. Surely all mankind stands as a mere breath. Our time here on earth is so short and so fleeting. One day it's here, and then the next day it's gone. Yet so many people spend their time chasing things that are just as fleeting, things that will amount to nothing in the eyes of eternity. So often we get sucked into chasing the next thing and the next stage in our lives, that we don't take any time to stop and enjoy this life that we have been given. We rush and rush to the next place in life, thinking that it will bring us happiness or that it will fulfill us. And it is all meant to give us joy, to bring us happiness, but that joy will run from us if we don't take a step back to enjoy what God has blessed us with. Each of us has a limited amount of time here on earth, a number of days that we don't know, and if we aren't careful, the days will vanish from us, and we will be left with nothing to show for it. Jesus has a plan and a purpose for you and for your life here on earth. He has an adventure He would like to walk with you through in life. There's a hole in human history that you are meant to fill, something that only you can do. But sadly, so many people abandon or never discover their God-given purpose, and never walk into the very thing that they were made for. So often we get distracted by all of the pleasures and the pressures of life that we miss out on what God has for us. You were made in the image of God and to have a real, deep, and intimate relationship with Him. And nothing else will ever be able to fill that void in your soul. No matter what it is, and no matter what it promises, when something else is put in the place of God in your life, you will discover that it is a fleeting feeling that you are chasing, something that you can never quite grasp. You'll discover that you spent your life chasing after something, whether fame, power, money, lust, and so on, and that it was all meaningless in the end. Everything else is only a cheap fraud compared to the real thing, compared to living in and living with God, with Jesus. Not all of the world's pleasures and all of the beautiful things in life are wrong or sinful in and of themselves, but it becomes wrong when we start to elevate it to God's rightful place in our lives, and when we start to pursue it and start to desire it to a point of worship, and to a point that it ends up hurting us and hurting those around us. God wants us to enjoy this life, to enjoy the beauties that He has placed in it for you. But He doesn't want you to become a slave to them. He doesn't want you to waste away your life pursuing things that will only hurt you, hurt those around you, and giving yourself to things that you were never made for. He doesn't want you to miss out on what He has purposed for you. So we need to be mindful that we make the most of this breath called life. Yes, we will have all eternity with Him, but there is so much for you here and now. We don't have to wait one day to get to heaven. Heaven is for here and now. God has much that He longs to release to us, much that He wants us to walk in, but He won't give us something that we aren't ready for. We need to grow into maturity, beyond a shallow walk with Him. So make it a habit, make it a priority to spend time with Jesus. This can look like many different things, from spending time in prayer, reading His Word, the Bible, spending time in worship, or being in community with other believers, and much more. When we make it a priority to sit down with God, to spend one-on-one time with Him, we will grow not only in maturity, but also in our relationship with Him. We learn to hear His voice, learn how to lean on Him, rely on Him, trust in Him, and we learn how to walk out this life with Him. God wants to partner with you in this life to bring heaven down to earth. He wants to work with you to show this world who He is, to show them the love that He has for them. Jesus wants to use you to set people free from the bondage that they are in, to show them that there is more to life, that there is a purpose that they were made for, and that they can walk in it today. Psalm 39 verse 6 says, "Surely a man goes about as a shadow. Surely for nothing they are in turmoil. Man heaps up wealth and does not know who will gather." Like I said earlier, so many people spend their lives chasing after the fleeting and temporary things of this world. People spend their entire lives amassing wealth and fortunes that will end up being no benefit to them. What good is it if man gains the entire world but loses his own soul? What good is it if someone gains all the riches of this world but has nothing to show for it in eternity? This world's standard of success and God's standard of success are two very different things. There isn't anything inherently wrong with having wealth, but it does no good for someone to spend their entire life chasing after it. It will one day fade away, and one day end up in the hands of someone else. We cannot bring it with us to heaven. However, the work that God has for you to accomplish, what Jesus wants to do through you, will never fade away. The work of God will carry on into eternity. The lives that are forever changed, the people that now walk in freedom, the lives that were healed, and people made whole again. This is the work that will last in eternity. This is the work of heaven. This is what Jesus wants to partner with you in to accomplish throughout the earth. He has an adventure waiting for you, an amazing calling for the two of you to walk out. And in it lays what you were truly made for, the desires of your soul, the fulfillment and purpose that you were created to walk in. So be mindful of our short time here on earth, and let God show you how to walk with Him in all that He has for you, for those around you, and for the world that He wants to impact through you.